My name is Tony Boyle and I am a Relationships Manager at Aico. Today I'm delighted to be in the Select HQ. Select are the regulatory trade body for electrical contractors in Scotland. Today we're going to be exploring the Alarm Ambassador campaign, which we are working closely with Select on, and supporting vulnerable households in achieving the legislative requirements in Scotland when it comes to fire and carbon monoxide safety. So now we're going to chat with Alan Wilson, who is the Managing Director of Select.
Well, just from a Select perspective, Alan, how important is it for you as an organisation to be involved in the Alarm Ambassador campaign?
Well, I think, Tony, you know how important safety is to the electrical industry as a whole. And I think the Alarm Ambassador scheme, which you've kindly supported via Aico, has actually proven the importance of providing that safety net to customers across Scotland. It's really, really important, and we're really keen to provide as much support as we can to installers, to manufacturers and others in the industry to make sure that people are kept safe in their homes.
Brilliant. And how do you feel about the legislation as a whole, Alan? What is your thoughts on that? Has it been a good thing in your opinion?
I think obviously people are generally reluctant to take on board some things that sometimes you're doing for the best particular purposes for them, to save them and save their lives. But I think when you look down and you drill down to the real reasons why we're doing this, to protect lives, to save lives, it's very difficult for people to argue against that. So I think it's really important that people take these on board, take the precautions, get the alarms installed by proper professional electricians and keep themselves safe.
Absolutely. So what would Select's opinion be on, we've seen this happening in Scotland and we've known about it for a number of years, but what would your Select's opinion be on a kind of nationwide sort of harmonisation of standards and seeing this sort of legislation being implemented in other parts of the UK?
I mean, it's always hard, isn't it, Tony, when you've got one part of the United Kingdom having part of an installation and other parts choosing at the moment not to do that. I mean, for me, when it's such a safety critical part of the industry, I think we have to come together as a United Kingdom and have that installation undertaken in all parts and all homes across the whole of the United Kingdom. So I would definitely support this in other parts of the UK.
Excellent. And just the last question I've got for you, Alan, how important is it and how critical is it that as a professional organisation or contractor that is fitting life safety devices in people's homes?
Yeah. Well, as you probably know, Tony, we've been working with a number of organisations connected to the industry with support from organisations and manufacturers like Aico to put forward a proposal to have regulation of electricians, because I think it's such a safety critical industry that we have to have some protection for the customer. So what we're aiming to do is to have protection of title. So to be called an electrician, you would have to have proper qualifications. And fitting life safety critical equipment such as your alarm systems means it should be fitted by properly qualified people. So 100% behind that campaign, and hopefully Scotland's government will make it happen.
So it was great speaking with Alan and discovering more about the Alarm Ambassador campaign and hearing on the campaign from Select's point of view. So now we're going to move on site and we're going to be speaking with Technical Electrics, who are a contractor taking part in the Alarm Ambassador campaign, but we're also going to be speaking with a homeowner resident as well, who is going to be benefiting from the campaign.
I'm delighted to be joined by Paul, who is a homeowner resident in Edinburgh here today. So Paul, how did you hear about the alarm campaign?
Well, I knew that it was compulsory to get them fitted, and I was researching online to see if I could get any help with it, and that's when I came across the site.
And did you have any concerns around the home insurance with regards to sort of complying with the new legislation that's coming?
When I first heard about the campaign to get them installed, I phoned up my insurance company to see what their position was on it, and they said that if they weren't fitted and anything happened, they would be reluctant to pay. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And
yeah.
How does it make you feel having this new technology installed?
A lot happier and a lot safer.
Good. So obviously we're doing some great work here in Scotland in terms of improving legislative standards. Do you think that's something you would maybe like to see rolled out UK-wide? Certainly as an Englishman living in Scotland, Scotland seems to be leading the way. Or a Welshman.
Yeah, I do. With everything that's available nowadays with regards to technology, I don't see why it shouldn't be rolled out. It would make things easier for insurance companies. They'd feel a lot safer about properties, because I'm sure there's quite a few deaths a year through accidental fires. So yeah.
How does it make you feel, Paul, the Alarm Ambassador campaign that's been ran by ourselves and Select and Care and Repair? Care and Repair are doing some great work UK-wide and Scotland-wide, offering alarms to households that are maybe going to struggle to comply with the legislation.
Well, quite honestly, I wouldn't have been able to afford to have it done myself. There's no way, because I mean, I'm just a pensioner, I've got no savings to speak of. So it would have been a worry because of my insurance company's stance on it, you know. It would have been extra stress that I can do without with the rest of my health conditions. So unless it's publicised more, I don't see how a lot of people are going to manage it. I really don't.
Thanks very much for your time this morning, Paul, and I hope you're happy with your new alarm system within your property and it makes you feel
Will
safer.
be when I can let the dog back out.
Delighted to be joined by Paul this morning from Technical Electrics. Paul, how important is the Alarm Ambassador campaign?
I actually find it extremely important, Tony, because it gives people the access who didn't normally have access to contractors, and especially the kit, to get their smoke alarms installed to bring them up to scratch, especially for a fire safety point of view as well.
Can you just tell us a wee bit more about your business, Paul? Have you fitted Aico products for a number of years?
Well, I've been in the electrical industry now for 20 plus years. I started off with a company that all they fitted was Aico smoke alarms. We've done a lot of local authority work at the time, up and down the country. When I became self-employed, I kind of adopted that principle. That was about 11 years ago. I then became a Select member in 2011, and since then we've always fitted Aico because I find them reliable, they're easy to fit, and I never had any issues at all with them when we're installing them.
And how important do you find the expert installer CPD training and the support that comes with it? Do you find that of importance and support?
Yeah, I find the installer training great. I mean, the first one I was on was back in 2010, from what I can remember. And then as the years have went on, I've always went to the updates. I've attended ones at electrical merchants, I've attended ones online. Even through COVID, we logged in, we did all the stuff online, and it kept me right up to scratch. Got the certificates, and with it being free as well, it was fantastic.
Good. So Paul, just in terms of the legislation that has been implemented in Scotland now, how do you feel about that? Do you think it is a step in the right direction in terms of improving fire safety?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think it's a great thing that the government's done this in terms definitely for a fire safety perspective, and I'm actually delighted that in Scotland I can be part of that by installing these alarms.
And do you think that is maybe something that could be rolled out to the rest of the UK? We've seen a great impact that the legislation's had in Scotland in terms of a reduction in fatalities, etc. And do you think that's something that could be moved to the rest of the UK and rolled out?
Personally, I definitely think it'd be a great thing to roll out over the UK. I mean, it's only making homes safer and definitely reducing lives with the new interlinked alarms.
Just a last question for you here, Paul. How important do you think it is that it is a qualified individual that is fitting these alarms?
I think it's imperative that it's a fully qualified electrician that fits these alarms. Definitely because where we've got to site them in a property, and two, because it's a life-saving device, you need to know exactly where to put them. Also, being a registered member of an approved body as well.
It's important as well.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for your time this morning, Paul, and it's great to see that you're actually giving up your time to help with the Alarm Ambassador campaign, which is absolutely fantastic, and we're all very, very grateful for that, along with the other ambassadors and contractors that are involved in the campaign. It's absolutely excellent. So we'll let you crack on and get installing alarms.
No worries, thank you, Tony.
So we've had a fantastic day speaking with Alan Wilson at Select, speaking with the owner resident who is benefiting from the alarms, and also speaking with the contractor who is supporting the campaign as well. We're absolutely delighted to be supporting this campaign, and it is so important that households all over Scotland are supported and been able to achieve the legislative requirements. In the interest of safety, this is only going to be beneficial for everyone involved, and we've already seen a huge reduction in fire incidents and carbon monoxide incidents Scotland-wide. Hopefully this is going to be a template for the rest of the UK moving forward in the future.